cars. I have, you know, like I said, Hummers that are biofuel, that are hydrogen-fueled cars. I have a Bentley. I have a Porsche. I have, I mean, I could be sitting for an hour to go on with all the different cars.
You're not embarrassed about it at all?
No, I'm not embarrassed about it because I only drive one car at a time.
You've really, after you came here to Oslo, you've praised Norway and the Norwegian government for taking the lead in combating climate change. However, we are also a very major oil and gas exporter. Do you have any mixed feelings about this?
Not at all, because look, if Norway doesn't sell it, you know, China will sell it, or Russia will sell it, or Brazil will sell it, or Mexico will sell it. So there's a certain amount of oil that is needed, it's supply and demand. I think the important thing is of what Norway is doing is to take some of this money and take it for studying new energy, to study new technology, to invest it in the right things. I think they're doing a terrific job, and by moving, you know, being carbon neutral from 2050 to 2030, all of those things I think are really great moves. And I think, to be honest with you, Norway is known internationally of having been really good with the environment. So I think you have a very good reputation here, and I know there will be some people that will complain about what they're selling oil. I think that's garbage. I think that they should continue and should use that money for something wise, and they've been doing a great job.
But what would your message to Prime Minister Jens Stoltenberg be if you were to meet him now?
I think that my message is you're doing a terrific job. Keep on going this way, be a leader, and be out there and show other nations how to lead and how to follow the footsteps of this country. I think that they have been doing a great job here.
You know, the audience here is also full of decision makers from different countries. Now, could you offer any advice as how to get acceptance for really bold climate initiatives, for really groundbreaking initiatives?
Well, I think that, look, I have always had the approach to treat things a little bit more casually than to be too intense about how you sell. Because if it's the same, we had a guy by the name of Jack LaLanne in America, who was the fitness guru, and a very, very dear friend of mine who just passed away with the age of 96. But his approach was even though he was on television all the time and he was selling fitness, but he had a very tough approach. He would go to people and says, you must take 250 liver and yeast pills a day, and you must do 5,000 sit-ups, and otherwise you're a girly man, and all of this kind of thing. It was a little bit too much. So he felt guilty. So my approach is to say, hey, why don't you start with just, you know, 5 chin-ups, 5 push-ups, and do a few sit-ups, and do some stretches, and take it easy, and then just move in and increase the exercises. And the same is with the environment. I think that the way some people sell the environment is kind of like, you're using a flat screen TV. Do you know that this is like 40% more energy than a regular TV? I mean, that's not to make, that doesn't work to make people feel guilty. Oh, you have a jacuzzi. Do you know how much energy that takes to have a jacuzzi? Is that hooked up to solar, or what's going on here in your house? So it's too much. I walked into a store here today, into a ski shop, and I said, what are those boots for? And the guy said, oh, those boots are for, you know, for those skis, like the old-fashioned way, when you walk up the mountain and then you ski down. We believe in skiing green. We don't use the lifts and the gondolas. We walk up the mountain. We are skiing green. Do you get it? I say, yeah, I got it. So it's a little much, okay? Because I don't see that many people around the world that will walk up to 13,000 feet to ski down every day. So there's certain things that are a little bit overboard. So I would say that that's why I stress always on my speeches communication. It's so important that we communicate it the right way and we draw people in, and to make it exciting and to make it sexy and to make it kind of like you want to be with the program. I mean, I always think about things like the movie, and there's maybe some people here, they weren't born yet, but the movie Saturday Night Fever with John Travolta. He came out with that movie, And within a year, there were discotheques all over the world. Even in my little village in Austria, where I grew up, there were 2 discotheques. They never had a discotheque or a bar before. There were discotheques and people were competing in dancing. It was like extraordinary what an explosion there was worldwide because of that movie. And it just shows that there was no one out there trying to make anyone feel guilty, only make feel good. And everyone participated, and that was kind of like a revolution, a dancing revolution. It was extraordinary. And so that's what we have to do, is we have to find ways to bring people in and to make people participate, because as I said, the most powerful thing you can do is when ordinary folks buy into your policy, and when ordinary folks start getting excited about it and ask themselves, what can I do at home? How can I change what kind of shopping bags I use? Let's get rid of the paper bags. Let's get rid of the plastic bags. I can use reusable bags, like my mother used to use. And those are the kind of things that we need ordinary people to do. Or for instance, to turn off the shower after 5 minutes, not to sit there in the shower like you're in a spa and waiting, for 15 minutes or 20 minutes the water comes down. In California, that's an absolute no-no, because we have limited amount of water, and the delivery of water takes 20% of our entire energy to deliver water. So I taught my kids how only to take 5-minute showers, and how to turn off the lights when they walk out of the room, and how to use recyclable bags and all of those kind of things. So I think what we want to do is we want to bring people into the movement, the environmental movement, rather than making it too intense where they kind of shy away or go the other direction.